welcome to Black History Month. Thank you, Marcia, for coming along and coming to talk to us about your contribution as one of our Black female heroes of Slough.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, for our viewers, it would be really nice for you to tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of, do you believe that you're a historian?
No, I mean, historian, they're like great people. Do you know
But
what
you're
I mean?
great.
No, I don't think of myself as a historian, but what I do think of is that, when I think back to my time when I was competing, I felt really loved by Slough. I felt that, they encouraged us, they supported us in the press. Even when you walk around, everybody knew who you were. Even to this day now, I get people in Tesco saying, "Are you that runner?" But, the fact that we had myself, Michelle Griffith, Mark Richardson, Adrian Patrick, Mark Hilton, 5 Black individuals who were really successful at the same time, that, we could all say we felt the love. They really wanted us to be successful, and they wanted the best for us.
So this year, as you know, we are celebrating 4 amazing Black women of Slough, and you are actually nominated as one of the women. So I would like you to tell me about your time in Slough. You were raised here, you were born here, you did athletics, you were world champion. So tell me your story.
Well, I always say to people, I am a Slough girl through and through. As you said, I was born and raised here. Went to school in Slough. I met my husband in Slough. Even though he didn't come from Slough, and I'm still here now. I'm still living in Slough now. I trained at Windsor Slough and Eton Athletic Club. Met some really good friends now, and that is a real good community. I go and take my son down there now, and the same coaches are there. The coaches that are the athletes that I train with are now coaches, and they're coaching my son. So I think the journey that Slough for me, for my athletic career, it gave me the successes, it gave me the platform to go on and become, an international competitor for Great Britain. I went to Atlanta and Sydney Olympics, Kuala Lumpur, Commonwealth Games. I was national champion quite, 3 or 4 times. And so for me, I got that foundation and that grounding from Slough. It was my first snippet. Eustace Herbert was the coach that spotted me at an inter-county school competition and invited me down to the track. So it's given me all the foundations and all the attributes to the person that I am now.
So where did it start? What inspired you to become an athlete?
I just used to they don't do it now, which I think is such a travesty, but it was just at an inter-county school meet, which was at Vansittart Road at Windsor, and I just used to go along and win. I didn't think about it, but I used to just win. And on this one occasion, as I said previously, Eustace Herbert was a coach for Windsor Slough and Eton, and he was handed out little flyers saying, come down to the club. And I crossed the finish line, and he handed me that piece of paper, and I think I was just so excited at the fact that they invited me to join the club, and he said, "Go and ask your parents to bring you down." And I think that was it. Went down, and Eustace coached me for a few years, and then I ended up, my last coach was Tony Lester, and he used to coach for Windsor Slough and Eton, and it all started from that one moment of Eustace asking me to come down to the club.
Oh, wonderful. You went on to achieve quite a bit through your athletics, so you won medals, but you also had some challenging times during your athletic career.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you win stuff locally, like I was Berkshire champion time and time again, but then when you go onto the national stage, you realise, wow, there's a whole country full of girls the same age as you running quicker than you. So, I started athletics about 11, and I would say there's a good 6-7 years of, not making an impact nationally, coming last. I say that to my boys, I came last quite a few times, and I got my first international vest when I was 18, And that was the pivotal change for me. I don't know whether, I always say I'm a late bloomer, so I don't know whether I grew into my body, and that's one thing about sport, you need to be able how to cope and navigate with your body, and I think I was maturing and I was just getting stronger, and it just clicked for me then, and that was the start of my international, that was my first fest. The year after that I went to the European Championships in Greece, and when you look on the list, the start list, the times, I was like 20 on the list, but the type of person, I look at that and I think that doesn't mean anything. I then went on to win a silver medal, and I was the first medal of the day, so I won a silver medal in the 100 and the 4x1. So challenging times, but it doesn't stop me. We had a mantra, me and my friend Donna Fraser, dust yourself, try again, and that's what I do in life. If I fall over, just pick yourself up.
That's amazing, amazing. Well done. So Marcia, so what legacy would you say that you've got from your parents?
I think for me, both parents were very, very family orientated. So for my mum, strong black woman, very independent, and she's instilled that in me. There's a joke in our family, but we come from a line of strong black women. My grandmother, my mother, my aunties, my cousins, everything. We are strong black women, and so that's what I get from my mum. From my dad has been a loyal supporter of me. He is such a family man as well. And they both, and him especially, he instills the fact that, you've got to look after each other, you've got to be there for each other, you've got to help each other. So, and he followed me around the country, always supporting me, taking me to training, buying me my spikes. So my dad has always been my number one fan and my number one critic at the same time. My dad has been, definitely.
And what would you say would be your legacy for your children?
My legacy for my children, I think, me and my husband, we are, if we think about, I think family values, I think we take it for granted when we have family values and we have the love and the support and guidance, but not everybody has that. And so for me, it's very important for my children to feel loved, supported, and they have the boundaries and the guidance, and that's what the legacy that I want to leave for my children. But also, they're both sporty, One's into athletics and football, and the other one is just into football, but they try their hand at everything. And also, I want them to really understand that they have to work hard. There's nothing wrong with working hard. If you work hard, you hopefully get you get the results at the end. So great work ethic, sport. Sport for me is a positive distraction to what can be such a really sad world that we're living in. And so for me, I just want them to use the sport to give them the transferable skills for them to be a success in life.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Life coach. Ask her about the life coach.
Okay, you also mentioned when we were off camera that you're a life coach. So tell me a little bit about that.
I am. I worked for the English Institute of Sport for about 17 years now, and we're world leading in providing, it's called performance lifestyle, but it's providing coaching and mentoring to world class athletes. So we're providing them and we're supporting them to have a holistic approach to developing them as an individual and not just a performer. And I love it because I think you can use questions to empower people to change. It's not about telling, it's about giving them the skills or helping them realise their skills and their strengths in order to make positive change in their life.
That's wonderful, thank you. So Black History Month, what does Black History Month mean for you?
Oh, I've talked about this a lot. Because there's some people that think we should have a Black History Month, it should be Black History Month every month, and of course that's what I want, but I think this is a month where we get to really focus and celebrate our heritage, so celebrate the people that make some real great contributions, and I think this also just educates and makes people aware of what Black people do in their community, what Black people do in the world. So for me, I think it is a positive thing. I would love the fact that when my son comes home and he tells me more about what he's learning around Black history, but we've just got to be realistic, we're not there yet. And so if this month allows us to build a foundation for the future where we have that in our curriculums, where people can roll off, great black people that have had an impact on their lives, and that's great. But for me, it's about educating, make awareness and celebrating in this month.
Thank you so much, because you're going to be down in one of our history books as someone who has contributed to the Black British history of Slough and of Great Britain. So thank you.
Thank you.